Right now at 6, some snow is moving through southern Wisconsin. Will it stick around into the weekend? And of course, we're looking ahead to Christmas Eve and Christmas. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
Plus, the U.S. Justice Department sues Wisconsin for not handing over personal data on the state's voters. What an election specialist is saying about the lawsuit and how the Wisconsin Elections Commission is responding to it. And later, funding concerns at the Wisconsin Office of Violence Prevention. How long the director of the office says they can last with this current funding. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke. Sarah is off tonight after some rain, a little light snow yesterday. Some bitterly cold temperatures moved into southern Wisconsin, but the chilly weather won't stick around for long. For more, let's head over to meteorologist Blaze Keller at the weather desk.
And we are looking at a little bit of snow right now. Temperatures certainly on the cooler side today, but that will not be the case as we step into Saturday. Temperatures will actually be pretty much warming up from here on through Saturday afternoon. We'll take it in quickly to what looks like some heavier snow on Radar 3000, stretching from about Arena all the way back west into Azeka there, Boscobel, Muscadet, Highland into northern parts of Dodgeville. You're getting the picture. This is where the heaviest snow is right now. Some of that may be reaching the ground. Otherwise, light snow continues to fall mainly across eastern parts of our coverage area, stretching from about Marquette, Green Lake, and Washara counties all the way back south and east into Kenosha. As I mentioned, temperatures right now are cold, but we are going to continue to warm on up into those mid-30s by tomorrow afternoon, and it begins essentially right now. We'll stay cloudy as we go into the overnight hours, and by the afternoon on Saturday, mostly cloudy, maybe a light rain snow mix in the morning, breezy as well. We're again above freezing, so any snow that we do see tonight will likely melt as we head into your Saturday afternoon. Cooler on Saturday, but we're flirting with the 50s for Christmas. Details in just a few minutes.
Blaze, thank you. Yesterday, Wisconsin joined the growing list of states being sued by the United States Department of Justice. States are refusing to hand over voter information, saying it's an invasion of privacy. Our Maren Rosen spoke to election experts to learn more about what it could mean for voters' information.
22 states are being sued by the Department of Justice.
You're seeing the federal government try to really take more control over this election process.
But Wisconsin law prohibits the State Elections Commission from providing a full unredacted voter registration list. And last week, the commission voted 5-1 to deny the request.
The states say that their privacy laws take precedent here. The Justice Department claims that a series of federal laws require states to provide this information to the Justice Department.
Election experts say the federal databases have inaccuracies, causing citizens to be flagged as non-citizens.
They are saying is they need access to this information in order to determine whether or not states are maintaining accurate rolls.
While Wisconsin is willing to provide non-confidential data or records to the DOJ, there are still concerns over privacy.
The second Trump administration, you've seen a full push or a really aggressive push by the Trump administration to expand federal control over the election administration. If a court order were to compel the state to turn over the data, I think that would present some data privacy concerns. One of the concerns about sharing this, anytime you share it, including with the federal government, is a risk that this data would be exposed or used improperly.
These lawsuits are not expected to be resolved by the 2026 midterm elections. Reporting in Madison, I'm Maren Rosen, News 3 Now.
The voter registration list would include personal information such as full names, driver's license numbers, partial Social Security numbers. So far, there are 10 states who are in full compliance or in the process of compliance with the DOJ. The Wisconsin Office of Violence Prevention has only been around for a year, but already worried about funding issues. The office was created by Governor Evers a month after the deadly shooting at Madison's Abundant Life Christian School. Just earlier this month, the office rolled out its grant programs. The $10 million for those grants comes from one-time federal COVID-era funds, but the director of the office says once that runs out at the end of next year, there's no other funding lined up.
We're seeing a fluctuation at the federal level, and programs are experiencing this fluctuation of unreliable funding from both the federal government and from the state government. So what I would hope is that we can see long-term stable funding so that folks can rely on this funding in the future and know that there's going to be a consistent opportunity to apply for the funding.
There are 5 categories for the grants, including suicide, domestic violence prevention initiatives. Grant applications are due January 16th, and recipients could start seeing that money by March. Dane County will be looking for a new supervisor for next year. April Kagaya will step down at the end of the year as she moves outside of her district. She's represented District 15 since 2022 and announced her decision with a social media post yesterday. Now her district comprises parts of the west side of Madison along with southern parts of Middleton. Kagaya says that she continues doing work for the community just in new ways. During her time on the board, she served as co-chair of the Community Justice Council's Racial Disparities Subcommittee and vice chair of the Public Protection and Judiciary Committee. She also served on the Human Services Board. The federal trial of a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge is now over. Last night, a jury found Hannah Dugan guilty of felony obstruction in an attempt to help an undocumented man before her court evade federal immigration officers. Jurors also found Dugan not guilty of the misdemeanor count of concealing an individual to prevent arrest. Judge Dugan faces up to 5 years in prison for that felony conviction. Her lawyers say she plans to appeal. Assembly Republicans are now threatening to impeach Judge Dugan if she does not resign. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says the Dane County District Attorney will not press charges against Madison police officers for the death of a man in their custody. It was December 30th of last year. Madison police responded to a report of a car theft at the Best Western on Anamark Drive. Officers arrested 32-year-old Richard Johnson. Shortly after, an EMS was called to the scene after an evaluation of Johnson. Officers took him to the Dane County Jail. When they arrived, Johnson was unresponsive. An ambulance took him to the hospital where he died the next day. In its release on the DA choosing not to press charges, the DOJ said the medical examiner's office determined that Johnson died from complications of cocaine toxicity and that his death was an accident. We have an update to a homicide case in Madison. Today, the court entered notice of a plea hearing for January 5th for James Barnes Morris. He is scheduled to go on trial later next month. Earlier this year, he pleaded not guilty to homicide with domestic abuse for the death of 24-year-old Brooke Stratton of McFarland. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, the local helpline is there at the bottom of your screen. A Mineral Point man is dead after a car fire last night. First responders were called to Oak Street in Mineral Point just before 9 o'clock, and they arrived to find a Buick sedan engulfed in flames and smoke. Now, an investigation found that 58-year-old Timothy Walrack lost control of the car while turning into a driveway there. The car slid into a ditch and Walrack couldn't drive out. The vehicle then caught fire and Walrack could not escape. Walrack died at the scene in that fire. A federal lawsuit over a deadly fire at a rental property in Necedah will head to trial now. On June 30th last year, 6 people died in a fire on Morrow's Mile Road. A large group of extended family members were renting the home through Airbnb. However, News 3 Now discovered the property was not legally licensed to be rented out. And now 2 survivors are suing Airbnb and the property owners. As it stands, jury selection and the trial would begin March 22nd of 2027. Airbnb is asking that the case be put on hold and moved to arbitration. During a hearing, a judge exempted the company from depositions until a decision on arbitration is made. Well, after standing for nearly 100 years, the Blackhawk Bridge over the Mississippi River between Iowa and Wisconsin is no more. Earlier today, the bridge was imploded. Built in 1931, it connected Lansing, Iowa to Crawford County, Wisconsin. Now, it closed back in October after carrying over 2,000 vehicles across every day. A new $140 million bridge is expected to be completed in 2027. Now, in the meantime, drivers can use a ferry service in place until that construction in 2027 is finally done. Madison School and Community Recreation Pottery Sale is back from now through Sunday. The sale offers a chance to shop more than 1,000 unique ceramic pieces while directly supporting MSCR's pottery programs. Shoppers can find mugs, dishes, vases, and one-of-a-kind gifts crafted by MSCR instructors, pottery students, and local ceramic artists.
There's surely something for everyone. Any last-minute shopping, this would be a great place. We have lots of mugs and lots of bowls, but there's sculptural pieces just to make your home beautiful.
And you can find the sale at MSCR West on Westtown Way. Featured artists are also donating items for a silent auction. Still ahead at 6, a look at how AI is playing a role in holiday shopping this year. Plus, the new way that doctors at UW Health are using AI and the impacts it could have in the future.
And it is going to be a cloudy Christmas as we're looking ahead to later next week. What we can expect for temperatures in the days leading up to Christmas, Christmas Eve, and of course Christmas in the full forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A new study from UW Health may impact your visit the next time you head to the doctor's office. You may notice something new. Instead of going back and forth between talking to you and taking notes, they may be using AI with an audio recording. UW Health staff say the use of ambient AI has helped a number of healthcare workers in their practice. The AI tool is used like a scribe, taking notes during appointments, allowing a more conversational environment.
I can just take a breath and be what I actually went to school to do, which is be a doctor and care about the patient in front of me and actually see them. And it's been very fulfilling to actually get back to that thing.
And before the AI recording can begin, patients will be asked for their verbal consent. Senior Director of Digital Health and Emerging Technologies at UW Health, Frank Lau, says some patients have even said they get more explanations from the physicians while using this new tool. After the appointment, the physician can go back and write up their final report from the recording. For those who may be hesitant about the accuracy of the AI tool, they say physicians can go back, listen to the recording, and update their notes. Well, it is crunch time for you holiday shoppers, and artificial intelligence is lending a helping hand there as well. Walmart and Target recently teamed up with OpenAI to improve their shopping chatbots. Meanwhile, Google recently added new shopping tools built directly into their search engine. They call it Agentic AI, and after answering some product questions, an AI agent starts calling nearby stores, asking about inventory, pricing, and sales. In 6 minutes, an email arrives with the search results, and it also hunts for bargains.
It'll let you set the characteristics of the product that you want, as well as a price that you're willing to pay for the product. And it'll monitor the product, so when it reaches that price, it'll send you an email and let you know that you can now purchase it.
Google directors say their agentic AI services are completely free, but are experimenting with incorporating advertising into the experience at a later date, which is, of course, similar to current Google searches where paid products may appear on top. Still ahead, Santa delivers a message to children across the world. Plus, kids from all over also eagerly awaiting winter break. For many of them, it started today. How parents can make sure students don't lose that daily routine while away from school.
And the weekend is right around the corner. 30s on Saturday and breezy Sundays. Back into those 20s we go. 50s around the corner when those warm temperatures arrive in the full forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
It's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam at Lake Mendota there as we're getting ready for a bit of a roller coaster ride with temperatures as we lead up to Christmas. Let's check back in with Blaze Keller, a complete look at the forecast. Blaze?
That's right. We went from the 40s to the teens to the 30s tomorrow to the 20s. By Christmas, very mild. We are in the 40s, if not the low 50s. So it is likely going to be a more mild Christmas this year after a white Christmas last year. I don't unfortunately see it in the cards for those hoping to continue this streak. Our last brown Christmas was back in 2023. A little bit of light snow may be possible this evening. Temperatures are going to be warming up as we go throughout the night. Southerly winds really helping that happen, not to mention the cloud cover as well. As we look ahead to the start of Saturday, some of that snow may turn over to a rain-snow mix as that air continues to warm on up to near freezing. Further south and east, maybe we get more of that rain than the rain-snow. This is going to primarily be during the morning hours, and in terms of actual accumulations, it's looking pretty minimal. Not only will we continue to remain warm throughout the day on Saturday, but a lot of this is likely going to be melting as it's falling, or at least transitioning over from snow to rain throughout the morning hours on Saturday. Winds are going to be breezy and temperatures in the mid-30s underneath mostly cloudy conditions. Looking ahead to Sunday, again, we are going up the hill and now we're coming back down on this roller coaster. Low to mid 20s, plenty of sunshine though, less breezy. So if you want to get outside, last minute shopping, last minute Christmas decorations, Saturday is going to be the day to do it. After the rain and snow, move on out of here. Let's jump ahead to Christmas Eve. There's going to be a little bit of fog possible along with an isolated rain shower or two as temperatures remain in those low to mid 40s. If you're going to be bringing in friends or family, just know they could be running into some dense fog as we go into the start of Christmas. So if you're going to be jumping from house to celebrate Christmas morning, you may be waking up to some fog. Throughout the rest of the day, it is going to be cloudy. Winds are still going to remain out of the south. Again, we could get into the 50s on Christmas. In Madison, if we do get into those low 50s. It'll be within one of the top 10 warmer temperatures that we've recorded on Christmas Day. But take a look at our temperature trends over the next 7 to 10 days. 30s tomorrow, 20s on Sunday, 30s Monday, 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're back into those more winter-like temperatures as we go Saturday, Sunday, and that following Monday after Christmas. Interestingly enough, Sunday is the official start of winter, and it's actually going to feel like it, but then after, it's going to continue to remain on the warmer side. And this trend looks to maybe continue into the start of January. Our friends at the Climate Prediction Center keeping us in that about 70 to 80% chance of being warmer than average at the end of December, going into those first few days of January. There's a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. A little bit of light snow possible Monday. Even if we get it, it's going to be melting as we climb into those 40s and the 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Well, many students are heading home or already home for the holidays. And with winter break upon us, there's a lot to look forward to, but this time away from school can also mess with daily routines. Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says, set expectations early. Make sure everyone's on the same page over the holiday break with their daily routines like bedtime, meal times, and chores. She says you want to aim for some balance.
A lot of times our brains kind of think in terms of all or nothing, black or white, but we don't want it to be either super rigid and very, very structured or a free-for-all. Neither extreme is great for us, and especially not great for kids.
And if the luster of winter break wears off, Baumstein says, remember, it's okay for children to be bored. They don't have to be entertained. And it's also important for parents to manage their screen time for children over the holidays, just like you should when school is in session. She says managing expectations of how long they're allowed on those devices is key to avoiding conflict when the screen time limit is up. Santa Claus is gearing up for his annual Christmas Eve journey to spread holiday cheer all over the world. He and his team of elves are hard at work on the edge of the Arctic Circle in his hometown of Lapland, Finland. And in between visits with guests, they've been reading through letters from people of all ages to fulfill their wish lists. Santa even took time to deliver a message to kids who may be on the naughty list this season.
There was a rumor that I have been saying that you should be very nice and kind all the time. That's not possible. I think adults know that. It's not possible, and that's not a demand. So please try to do your best. That is enough.
His beard game is strong this year. Among some of the most requested gifts Santa is seeing this year, Legos, books, electronics, and those popular Labubu characters, of which I'm not familiar. Well, we moved past the pain of volleyball last night. We're looking ahead to Badger hoops.
Yeah, really big one tonight, and one that's really been in the works for a long time. Wisconsin getting ready to play Villanova. Our K-Racine is in Milwaukee with a preview next on News 3 Now. This was the result the last time that Wisconsin men's basketball played Villanova. Bucky knocked off the #1 seeded reigning national champion Villanova Wildcats in the 2017 NCAA tournament, sending the Badgers to the Sweet 16. Tonight, it is a rivalry renewed when the Badgers play the Wildcats in Milwaukee, where we find our K-Racine outside of Fiserv. Kay, what an exciting night.
Yeah, Andrew, it's pretty exciting out here. The last match between these two had to be one of Greg Gard's best in the NCAA tournament, but tonight is about bouncing back from the 30-point loss against Nebraska. That loss opened Greg Gard's eyes to see the holes in their defense. He approached this week's practice with going back to the fundamentals. How can we be quicker in transition, commit to stops, and not forget the impact that defense can have on the game? And for John Blackwell, this was going all the way back to freshman year.
The reason I got on the floor my freshman year and the reason I impacted the game was my defense. And I feel like in some ways, in a bit, I got away from that. I just got to get back to that for me and for this team. And being the leader that I am now, just I have to be.
And for Blackwell's Badgers, we have the rest and the highlights for you later tonight. But for K-Racine, I'm out here at Fiserv for News 3 Now.
Kay, thank you so much. Switching gears to the volleyball side of things. And even if the Badgers came up short of their ultimate goal, 2025 was a season to remember. One that doesn't happen without Mimi Collier. She told me on the Wisconsin Huddle earlier this year that she planned on finishing her college career at Oregon, but when her coach left, she transferred to Wisconsin. A decision that forged a path to the Final Four.
It was, oh, okay, no, I'm fine. Just the dream team, the dream season, like these girls, there's just like, I've said it over and over, just the amount of love that we have for each other. Like you won't find a group of girls that love each other more than we love each other. And there's just, it's been nothing short of amazing. And I can go on and on about it and how just, it was like the best decision.
Collier was a semifinalist but did not win the National Player of the Year award. She was, however, named the best outside hitter in the country. In her lone year in Madison, she had 598 kills. That set a new program record. And stick around after this newscast for the Wisconsin Huddle. Wisconsin women's basketball is off to their best start in a long time, and their freshman star, Nikki Kirsten, joins the show.
All right, what a year it was for that volleyball team. Quick final check, please.
Yeah, temperatures into the 30s on Saturday, 20s for the official start of winter on Sunday, and then 50s when Santa comes to town.
All right, thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening, folks. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.